and going in there and starting, playing 50% of the reps or whatever. I'm very confident in him right now.
Coach, Jurgen decided to hang up his pads. You've been playing Kelly inside at tackle. How does that affect your depth, and what does that mean for those younger guys like Foster and Xavier Thomas?
It really doesn't affect our depth. He didn't practice really all of camp, and you hate it. And he's cleared to go and all that, but just not quite mentally where he needs to be. And I think he sees a bigger picture, and he's been in this guy's worn a neck brace, and he's had to deal with things that most people haven't really had to process in their mind. So the decision that he made, and certainly support that. But from a depth standpoint, it really did not affect us, just because, like I said, he really didn't do much during camp, and we have good depth there. So we got a lot of guys that will get opportunity to play as we go through the season at end.
Coach, have you ever coached against a player on another team that's a student at your school?
No, not that I know of. That's a first for me. That's pretty unusual. So I guess it's a dual enrollment or some type of deal. But what a neat story that is, and he must be an awesome student. I know he's a senior, but for him to be able to do what he's done, and then balance being enrolled at Clemson as well, that's pretty cool. I guess he can't lose. Huh? He's going to be 1-0 no matter what. However he wants to.
1-1, actually.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, there you go. 1-1. That's true. Good.
It wasn't that long ago that you were, kind of standing up here talking about the season and how people's perspective on Clemson was little old Clemson. And now, I'd be hard pressed to find somebody that isn't picking Clemson to win the ACC this year. And certainly that doesn't mean you guys go out and automatically do it. But is it a little bit of a different, for you as a coach who's got to motivate guys week in and week out, you've got this whole team of guys who've really never known anything but success in getting to the playoff. Is it a little bit different job for you in terms of preparing these guys now because of that, sort of the external of perception of the program?
Well, it's different than it was back in 9 and 10 and probably 11, but really not since then. We've been pretty good. We're second winningest team in the last 8 years. So I guess it's just taking some people longer to kind of figure it out that we've been pretty good. So we're just operating the way we've always operated. It's isn't like, oh man, boy, we've been good now. We better change how we talk to the team and motivate the team. We're doing what we've always done. I think we've been in top 10 44 weeks in a row. Us and Alabama, maybe 45 weeks in a row. And I think the next closest team is like 20-something weeks. So that's a long time that these guys have been, dealing with all the so-called, being the target and all that stuff. So it's really just business as usual for us. It's not anything new. It's been this way for a long time.
When you have guys like Christian and Austin and Cleveland who clearly, had they chosen to, could have moved on to the next level and be earning a paycheck and playing on Sundays now, that said, I want to come back and I want to be a part of this for another year, does that in some ways become sort of a motivating factor for everybody? Like, hey, these guys could be getting paid to do this right now, and they're here because they see something bigger than.
Well, I think everybody's motivating factors are individual, and but it's certainly these guys are great examples, and they've been huge role models for the young players on this team, and they're epitome of all in. They're epitome of what we want our program to be about. These are guys that have graduated, are all going to have their degree by December, and just special people. And yeah, for them to, I think it says a lot about their experience here, their love of Clemson, and their motivating factors are their motivating factors. You may have a group down the road that has different motivating factors, and that I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's just kind of every individual has to kind of make up their mind what's best for them, and we support them no matter what.
A few weeks ago, you used the term differentiated when you talked about Adam Choice at 225, how he kind of set himself apart. Do Do you see him as sort of a complementary piece that you haven't had with some of the things he brings to the table in the backfield? And is that maybe a little bit of the thinking behind putting him second on the depth chart there?
No, he's second on the depth chart because that's what he's earned. That's what he did in camp. I mean, like I said, we grade everything, and if the grades don't matter, why do we waste time doing that? You know, why do we do that? The grades matter. Your performance matters. It doesn't matter if you're a senior or a freshman or what. It matters. You have to earn it. Christian Wilkins is starting at 3 technique not because he had a great year last year. None of that carries over. Not because he's a senior. Not because he came back. He's starting at 3 technique because he's earned it through his performance in practice and how he's handled himself off the. Everything matters. It's not just on the field too. It's the totality in our program. It's the totality of performance and commitment and those type of things. So that's just the way it shook out. I mean, where we are. Feaster went in, won, but got banged up and missed some time. And man, ET is just so much improved and got the opportunity, took it and ran with it. And man, Choice has had an awesome camp. He just had an awesome camp. And then Feaster really came on here at the end. He's got back healthy and just where you are. You got to line them up somehow. And so it's just all based on performance. It's not anything about him being differentiated. It's just he that's how he graded out. And so now, again, we go to the games and, we'll see how it shakes out on game day. But what I meant by that is he's just different. He is different, and he is a good combination of the guys that we have. And I just love these guys, man. And I didn't know wasn't really counting on Lin J coming in. And boy, has he been a pleasant surprise. He's probably a little ahead of ET at this point last year. Just a little bit more confident when it comes to pass protection and just schematically, having a little bit more of a confidence in what we're doing. So, man, we're in a really good spot there, and it's going to be fun to watch those guys play fast, and they'll all have big moments. They're going to all have big moments. I'm happy for Adam too, because I mean he's had a lot of ups and downs and injuries and things like that, but he's just in such a good spot. And he's gonna be a tough player for us.
Coach, you spoke of Kelly Bryant, how well he's dealt with all the criticism or whatever it is. Do you give your players advice on how to drown out the noise and kind of just stay focused on what they're doing?
Absolutely, all the time. Yeah, we talk about that stuff all the time. Focus on what matters. Focus on what you control. Again, you got to have thick skin in this deal. I mean, if you're gonna you're gonna have criticism. Doesn't matter what you do. I mean, a third of the people are going to always hate you. That's just the way it is. I mean, I walk in a room and I got a logo on. They don't know me from Adam, but they hate me immediately. That's just the way it is. And I could move somewhere tomorrow and take a job somewhere else and put a different logo on, and immediately half the people would hate me because you got that logo on. So it just comes with the territory. And then you're going to have a third of people going to always love you, no matter what. Like your mom. And then you're going to have a third of the people that, man, they can kind of go either way. They just kind of shift this way and then they shift that way, and it just comes with the territory. So, man, if you get caught up in that stuff, you just have no chance to be consistent, because you'll just be wishy-washy and moody. I mean, when you're dependent upon other people's approval and those things, you got to stay focused on what you control and that, again, that's how you think. That's your effort. That's your preparation, and those type of things, and how you respond when something bad happens, because something bad's going to happen. It's just a fact.
Has Jackson Carman been kind of what you thought he was coming into as a freshman, or exceeded? Or?
Yeah, well, he wasn't when he got here. He was. Whew, man, yeah, he was 370-ish. He was but amazing. He athletically, yes, because I couldn't believe this spring how he could move with that type of weight. I mean, he still could move pretty dang good, and his endurance was pretty good. But he just couldn't bend, and he wasn't very strong, and his body composition obviously wasn't very good, and so that part was a little disappointing when he got here. And so you're like, okay, well, let's just see. You know, we're going to find out if this kid really, if it's important to him. And man, did he have an unbelievable spring and summer, you know, more so post-spring, summer, and really had a great fall camp. He's very smart. You know, again, you don't know that until you start coaching a guy. Okay, but man, just very smart. He's played guard, he's played tackle, we've moved him around, and that's unusual. So I've been very encouraged with that, but he's just a mountain of a man. And now he's just in such good shape, and he's still a puppy. I mean, he's going to be a monster when Coach B and them get done with him, you know, as he develops. But I'm very proud of him. And yes, where he is right now, that's kind of what a vision that I had for him. But he didn't come in that way. And so, you know, that's kudos to our strength conditioning. It's kudos to Paul Harrington and Donna and all them, Hallie down in the dining hall, and how it's been a holistic approach to kind of get him a better version of himself in August than when he got here. But it's also a tremendous job by Jackson, because he's got to do it, and his willingness is what I've been so proud of. And just has a good spirit to him. He seems like I think he's just in a good place. He's a happy kid, and